like a tree planted by the rivers of water, right? Bringing forth what? Fruit. And so a seed, when the seed is planted, does not grow visibly by the onlookers. The seed first goes down in the ground. Here it is. It's buried. Burial is the best processing for the seed because it's in the burial that it sheds all of the unnecessary stuff that's holding what's on the inside. Y'all ain't talking to me in here. And so the seed grows first in a dark place. Nobody sees the growth. Nobody knows it's growing. But all of a sudden, one day, it sprouts above the ground. Listen to it. Here it is. I said, Lord, tell me about the power of this, because I'm gonna get there. You're gonna understand why the Lord is saying this. Because a seed, once it hits the rock, we call it rock bottom. Once the seed that's placed in the ground hits the rock, we call it rock bottom. The seed says in its mind, there's nowhere to go from here but up. Come on, Becca Greenwood. Because this season is not just about crossing over and crossing through, but we're rising up. We've been buried. God has resurrected us. So you as a seed have to know, I don't care how low you are, there's nowhere to go from here, baby. There's nowhere to go from here but up. So this law of relationship. And so the seed grows, we know, into a tree. Seed grows into a tree. Shout tree. Grows into a tree. A tree produces oxygen. And humans produce carbon dioxide. A tree needs carbon dioxide to live. And man needs oxygen to live. If there were no trees, man would not survive. And without man, trees would not survive. Because God has built a law of relationship, y'all, between man and the tree. Y'all ain't talking to me. Between man and the tree. Me in here, Jesus. And so there's this law of relationship that I must understand, that I must find the right partnership. And if I partner right, then I'll find the success. Here it is. And so I've told this story before, and I'm learning that stories are good, even if you tell them over and over again. And so, come on. And I hope this is going to bless somebody. And so the seed goes in the ground, and it comes up looking like grass. And grass is feeble and flimsy. Doesn't look like it's strong at all. And sometimes you can look at a thing and misperceive it. And that's how a lot of people do us. And that's how the devil does us. He looks at you and he misperceives you. And don't realize that though you look feeble, there's a strength in you God have given. Okay, I didn't get this revelation. I used to have a pool. And so I spent most of my time cleaning grass out the pool. And Kevin, in my pool, I had a above ground pool. Grass kept growing in my pool. And I kept going in, cutting it out and patching it up. And I'm like, now, how does grass keep growing in my pool? Grass is growing in my grass. Under all of those thousands of pounds of water, and under all that sand, and under all of that dirt work I did, grass found a way to enter into my pool. Okay, y'all gonna catch it on the way home. Grass that's flimsy and feeble made it through thousands of pounds of pressure where it had no sight. It could not see where it was going. And I said, God, how is it that the grass makes it through my pool time after time after time? And so I looked it up. Grass, y'all, is longing and searching for the sun. Here it is. You're going to catch it on the way home. And as long as it had the determination to reach the sun, no amount of pressure could stop it. Y'all ain't talking to me. I wish I could get help in here. No amount of pressure could stop it from overcoming anything that man placed on top of it. Can I prophesy to you right there? I don't care what the devil has placed on you, that is never enough to keep you down, because as long as you reach for the sun. Reach for the sun. You got to reach for the sun. So it kept reaching. And so it reached for the sun. Y'all watch this. And I kept looking. I was like, but it still don't make sense. Grass. It's finna really bless y'all. Grass. And I this grass has got some strength. But I went outside, got on my knees and played with the grass. And how is it making it through? And so I didn't know this. So I looked it up and I was researching. And when grass tries to enter, watch this, it knows where it's going by the smell of the water. And so it follows the trail of the water because the water always leads to the sun. So it doesn't have to be able to see where it's going. As long as it got, as long as the water, the word, as long as it has a word, then that word is always going to lead it to the sun. And so it's built into the mindset of the seed that when it approaches a place where it has a barrier, it does not give up. It finds an alternative way to enter that same point. So instead of giving up, y'all watch this, y'all. It's going to bless you. It's going to bless you. Instead of giving up, it leans to the side. And I heard the Lord say, trust in the Lord. Lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct. And so that grass leans in the dirt. And it looks, y'all, for an opening. Ask me how it knows what opening to take. It sees light. And so it follows the light. And so this grass kept growing in my pool because it was after something called the sun. And I need you to understand, as long as you're chasing the sun, nothing will stop you.